Here's a question. If a character says, "I don't understand it," does that give them a free pass to do anything? Episode 3, titled Number 3, Take Them Back No Matter What. The big reveal time. Is the Lupinranger's secret out? No, the Patrangers are just at the restaurant as customers. Okay, fine, that was a little predictable. This episode is all about blue and green. I'll tell you right now. It begins with Asaka almost recognizing Katie, but he plays it off. Good Striker, whom Yumika is nicknamed Goody, seems to have disappeared, and Touma is about to try to steal the Patranger's equipment. But Katie stops him. The Patrangers then get a call and rush out, to which the Lupinranger's boss, whose name I got wrong last time, sorry, it's actually Koguru, has appeared in the restaurant and had come for the Lupin collection item. The Lupinrangers ask him why the Patrangers have some of the collection, but he isn't sure and is looking into it. Good Striker, and no, I'm not calling him Goody, also reacts with fear when hearing Koguru's name, so something is up there. He gives them their next gangler target, and that's that. It then cuts to the new gangler, who is carving buildings into statues of the gangler's boss, which is more CG, but still pretty creative for a villain. The Patrangers appear on the battlefield first, henching up, and then the battle begins only to cut to the opening theme. I haven't mentioned the theme song yet because it didn't play on the first episode, and I wasn't sure what to think of it when I saw it in the second episode. Seems like it'll be a season where it's played 5 minutes in rather than at the beginning. It's not bad. A bit weird with the two competing singers, thus going with the two-team rivalry theme, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to get back on that one. Going back to the fight, the Lupinrangers show up and are not too happy to see the Patrangers, so they jump in the battle. I can see these three-way struggles are gonna be a regular thing in this season. It's business as usual, but Touma seems content on stealing the Patrangers' gear while they're at it. The gangler then shoots a bunch of pink gooey glue-like substance that causes Sakuya to get stuck, where Touma steals his weapon, but Tsukasa saves the day. The gangler escapes with a cryptic message: "Chase me and you will get caught." Katie picks up on this. Asaka does not. Katie breaks up Touma and Tsukasa's struggle, and the Lupinrangers retreat. The three of them are talking about where the gangler, whose name is Nemiro, will appear, but this is where things get heavy. Touma gets in an argument about stealing the police's VR changers and decides to run off and take care of them himself. Now, randomly Good Striker comes back without an explanation, then we get a mostly pointless scene at the gangler's boss headquarters. I thought the dining room was just a celebration, but it seems it'll be their main villain hub. More importantly, now we get to know Touma's full story. He's been the chef at their restaurant, which turns out has some significance. It was his fiancée, Aya, that actually got him to try cooking, and the last thing the two said to each other before she was taken out was when Touma was running late to their meetup. Aya jokingly says something like, "Every 5 minutes could mean life and death," which Touma says is an exaggeration. Dang. Touma seems quite determined, but it only takes a quick chat with Katie to realize it is better to wait than risk putting the police at the advantage. Meanwhile, Sakuya is getting a scolding about nearly losing his equipment in battle, but that's all interrupted when they get a fake call about the gangler from Katie, using a little voice modification. Before leaving, however, Hilltop offers some pretty good advice actually. If you mess up, make up for it. Show them how determined you are. Now, going back to what the gangler said, obviously it was a trap. Katie decided to make it so that the Patrangers fall into the trap instead of them. Clever. Not very nice, but clever. With the Patranger stuck in pink glue, the Lupinrangers are free to handle the gangler however they like. They successfully steal the treasure while fighting the traditional winning fight, wipe out the fodder, and do a bunch of poses. Going back to the Patrangers, Sakuya gets a redeeming moment as his sharp shooting frees them. Big blue and green day this episode is. For the finisher, Katie decides fusing would be fun, just like the Patrangers, but because reasons, the same method causes Lupin Red to split into 3 instead of the 3 of them fusing together. They don't understand it, but decide to just go with it, and I guess we're supposed to do the same. However, upon hearing Koguru's name, Good Striker freaks out, flies off, and is recaptured by Asaka. Now it's the Patrangers' turn to have a Megazord battle, and we get to see Pato Kaiser. This fight is less flippy and more of a shootout than the last, and they even destroy the statue in the middle of it. Did they forget that was once a building? Might have messed up a few people's lives there. Whatever. Anyway, they achieve a mission complete. We get to see Good Striker's other puppet hat, little police hat. How cute. And it ends back at the restaurant where Kuryu says that Good Striker was always unpredictable and might be behind the police having the same equipment. Speaking of which, the three of them return and Sakio gets a crush on Yumika. The two carefree ones of their groups, huh? Shocker. Well, it's kind of funny. He's pretty awkward about it. Literally just approaches her and screams, "You're super cute!" Too forward, buddy. This episode was definitely less interesting than the first two, but still solid. Pretty forgettable overall. It seems to serve a purpose of introducing Patranger, 3 split Lupinrangers, and this. Not great, but passable. Really not liking the lack of explanation for some things though, but it is possible that'll come in later episodes. Now let's see if episode 4 does better. Till then, y'all take it easy.